I saw a lot of these posts on Instagram saying like me when I talk politics at the dinner table on Thanksgiving. And it's like, haha, like it's kind of funny, but like, do you really want to go into like your like family's Thanksgivings, like talk about like very extreme politics? Like it's okay for you to have extreme politics, but it's actually not okay for you to go into your family's Thanksgiving and just like totally ruin it for everyone because everyone's getting all emotional and freaking out over, whatever statement you said. What I want to do is I want to like to at the very least unify the family. We don't have to unify with everyone. We could but unify with your damn family. That's really important. So then how do you do that if there are family members who are like radically different than you? And how do you do it without agreeing with them while directionally making them feel good? And I ran into this thing. I think Scott Adams has actually talked about this. It's called the high ground maneuver. It's something that like a lot of business CEOs and stuff have practiced. But essentially, what you do is because remember, we're all seeing things through this certain lens of perception, but there are levels of perception that we can kind of all agree on. So then you say, someone says something like, oh, let's make it like explicitly political. They say something like, oh, I believe that we should continue letting in like tens of millions of immigrants. Now, so if they say that, how do you, if say you disagree with it, how do you avoid responding to it without saying that you disagree? Because you don't want to make a big argument at the Thanksgiving table. You want to avoid that as much as possible. So you do this high ground maneuver where you say, yeah, it is crazy that there are all these people who live in these horrible places. Like I wish that their country was better or whatever. That one, now that's not completely perfect, but it's good enough to where like you agree with them emotionally, so you validate their frame of perception. Because you have to remember, frames of perception are built in; they're a priori. They're based on your personality, so you're not going to maneuver around their personality while disagreeing with them openly. But if you go up a level and say, "Oh, I agree with human dignity," which everyone does, like literally everyone, then you can kind of avoid it and you can kind of agree with them in a way, but not agree with their propositional statement. Now, you could do that with statements on the right, statements on the left, but the point is to figure out a way to appeal to a higher value to maintain peace at the table.